The message arrived at Earth Central Command at 0317 hours. Admiral Thomas Reed was halfway through his third cup of coffee when the quantum communicator pulsed with an urgent transmission from the Galactic Council. "This is Ambassador Lur of the Galactic Council," came the panicked voice. "We invoke Article 7 of the Mutual Defense Treaty. The Vex Dominion has breached the Arcturus defensive line. 3 worlds are already lost. We cannot hold." Reed set down his cup with deliberate calm. For decades, humanity had been viewed with suspicion and fear by the galactic community. Earth, classified as a death world due to its high gravity, atmospheric toxins, and aggressive evolutionary pressures, had produced beings the rest of the galaxy found terrifying. Humans were stronger, faster, and more resilient than most spacefaring species. They healed from wounds that would kill others, and had evolved in an environment that would poison most alien lungs within minutes. But now, facing extinction at the hands of the crystalline Vex Dominion, the Galactic Council had no choice but to call upon the very creatures they had once shunned. "Understood, Ambassador," Reed replied. "Initiate Protocol Thunderhead. The human expeditionary fleet is mobilizing." Within the hour, alert klaxons sounded across Earth's orbital platforms and colony worlds. On Mars Colony, Captain Elena Reyes was pulled from deep sleep cycle, stumbling into her uniform as her neural implant flooded her system with combat stimulants. "All personnel to battle stations," the automated system announced. "This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill." Elena reached the command deck of the HEF Relentless as her crew scrambled to their positions. Lieutenant Michael Jones, her tactical officer, was already running system diagnostics. "Status report," she demanded. "All weapon systems green. Quantum. Drives at 97% efficiency. Combat drones prepped and loaded," Jones replied, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "The fleet is assembling at Jupiter Station. 37 capital ships reported in, with more on the way." Elena nodded. "Plot a course. Maximum burn." As the Relentless prepared to depart, similar scenes played out across human space. The Deathworlders were answering the call. On the Galactic Council station orbiting neutral space, Ambassador Lur watched the tactical displays with mounting dread. The Vex advance was relentless, their crystalline ships cutting through defensive lines with devastating precision. The Council races, evolved on gentle worlds with mild climates and few predators, had grown complacent in their technological superiority. The Vex, however, had evolved in the vacuum of space itself, crystalline entities that fed on energy and viewed organic life as an abomination to be purged. "How long until the human fleet arrives?" asked Counselor Tall, his membrane-thin skin quivering with anxiety. "Their lead vessels will reach the Arcturus line within 18 hours, Lur replied. "Too late," whispered another counselor. "Belarus. Prime will have fallen by then." Lur stared at the displays. "Perhaps, but the humans have a saying about battles and wars. I suggest we remember it." The Relentless dropped out of quantum space at the edge of the Arcturus system, Elena gripping her command chair as reality reasserted itself around them. The tactical display immediately lit up with hundreds of enemy signatures. "Vex battle groups detected," Jones announced. "They've surrounded the Bellaran defense fleet. Planetary shields at 12% and failing." Elena assessed the situation. Standard tactics wouldn't work here. The Vex outnumbered them significantly. But humans had evolved as ambush predators, and sometimes ancient instincts provided the best strategies. "Deploy Omega Formation," she ordered. "All ships, prepare gravitational lensing." The human fleet dispersed, taking positions around the system's outer planets and activating specialized field generators. The technology developed from Earth's studies of black holes allowed them to briefly bend light around their vessels. To the Vex sensors, it appeared as if the human fleet had scattered in disarray, or perhaps fled altogether. "Gravitational lensing active," Jones confirmed. "The Vex are continuing their assault on Belarus." Elena nodded. "Wait for it, let them commit fully." Minutes stretched into an hour as they watched the Vex press their advantage, pulling more ships from their rear guard to join the assault on the planet. "Now," Elena commanded. "All ships maximum burn, close to engagement range and deploy all weapon systems." The human fleet suddenly reappeared on sensors, now positioned directly behind the Vex formation. The Deathworlders had sprung their trap. On the Council Station, the tactical displays erupted with new data as the human fleet engaged. By the ancestors, gasped Councillor Tal. They're inside the Vex formation. Lyr watched in astonishment as the human vessels, smaller but far more maneuverable than the crystalline ships, darted between enemy formations, unleashing concentrated firepower at point-blank range. Where Council ships would have maintained safe distances and exchanged long-range fire, the humans closed to suicidally short ranges. Their biology makes them resistant to high-G maneuvers, Lyr explained. Their vessels are designed accordingly. What would kill our pilots merely inconveniences theirs. On the display, a human cruiser took a direct hit from a Vex energy lance. Instead of withdrawing, it accelerated directly toward the Vex flagship, secondary explosions rippling along its hull. What are they doing? Tal asked in horror. What Deathworlders do, Lyr replied quietly. Whatever it takes to win. The battle for Belarus Prime raged for 6 hours. When it was over, the Vex fleet lay in ruins, their crystalline ships shattered into glittering clouds that would orbit the system for centuries to come. The human fleet had suffered losses too. 14 vessels destroyed, thousands of crew lost. But they had held the line. More importantly, they had demonstrated to the Vex Dominion that the galaxy would not fall easily. On the bridge of the Relentless, Elena stood before the view screen, surveying the aftermath. Her uniform was torn. Blood dried on her temple from where she'd struck her head during a particularly violent evasive maneuver. Damage report, she requested, her voice hoarse from shouting orders. Decks 7 through 12 depressurized, weapon systems at 30% capacity, drive core stable but requiring maintenance, Jones replied. But we're still in the fight, Captain. Elena nodded, allowing herself a small smile. Send word to Admiral Reed. Belarus Prime is secure. Request reinforcements and resupply. She turned to her communications officer. And send this to the Galactic Council. The Deathworlders stand ready. This is just the beginning. Across the stars the message spread, not just to the Council, but to the Vex as well. The Deathworlders had answered the call, and the galaxy would never be the same again.